All right, I pushed the broadcast button.
Yeah.
I think we are ready to go. Look at that. I got a push notification. FBPAD is live.
Right.
I'll make sure my audio settings are correct, that we have the right audio. Cool.
We're live.
We are.
Woohoo!
That was, yeah. Anyway, for those of you watching, thanks for your patience. Some handshake between my Cerevo Live Wedge and YouTube wasn't working. We restarted it, but hey, the good news is
We're live.
on. We're live. So I'm Bill Winterberg. I run FBPAD.com, and joining me today is Robert Sophia
Hello, everybody.
of Snappy Kraken.
That's right.
And if you haven't noticed, we have some Snappy Kraken swag around here.
To drink out of that thing. So look, can you see the logo? It's good.
Of course. All right. We got product placement in here really good. So the whole reason that you're here and we're doing this live stream is because Snappy Kraken was part of the 2016 XYPN16 Network fintech competition, and you were the winner of that competition.
Winner, chicken dinner.
So some people may have participated and watched the Twitter feed for that conference, but I'm sure there's plenty of viewers who don't know what Snappy Kraken is. So what's that great overview of Snappy Kraken?
Well, we have a huge vision for Snappy Kraken, which I think we would need a lot of time to cover. But really,
We're trying to keep it to 30 minutes.
Really simply, we want to automate everything about business. So there's a million things that financial advisors have to do that they do manually that could be done with technology. And they spend a lot of time and money either doing it themselves or paying for services. And that's just something that we see a huge opportunity to fix. And so my partners and I started this business. We have about 45 years combined, even though we're young guys, in marketing and technology. And we set out to automate all of that. So advisors can just do one thing, which is meet with clients, provide that face-to-face value, and they can be a hybrid. So robos do everything with technology, and advisors do a lot of things manually, but we want to take all that out and let them just do what they do best. That's our vision.
So you talked about the automation. Is it automation around marketing primarily, or are there other things that can do it? So when we're looking at that technology stack, and I hate saying technology stack, but the components and pieces that are essential for an advisor's business, where is the Snappy Kraken puzzle piece fitting into the whole picture?
Yeah, so we're starting in two places. So we're starting with marketing and business processes. So for example, an entire marketing campaign could be one element of the platform designed for lead generation. Another campaign could be designed just for new clients. So what happens in the first 12 months of a new client relationship?
Okay.
Or what is the path, the entire path a prospect might go through? And how do we automate all of that so that the advisor's sitting back and work is being done for him, and clients are coming in and clients are being serviced, and he doesn't have to lift a finger.
Good. So what's happened in the months since the fintech competition at XYPN16 Network? Where are you, and how much attraction and growth and attention did you garner after winning the fintech competition?
That was tremendous for us. I mean, as a startup, we actually started coding in May of 2016. The fintech competition was in September. So we had
the application deadline was like July.
Oh yeah, we applied not even knowing if we'd have a product. So that was bold.
Okay.
But we did, and we won, which was a shock. But basically, that exposure was huge for us because we had zero revenue.
Yep.
We bootstrapped the whole thing. And then overnight, because of the exposure, we ended up taking on some large enterprise accounts. In fact, our retail offering ended up becoming secondary to some very large enterprise deals.
Okay.
So we generated almost $1 million in revenue in the first 3 months after that competition. And we've been using that to fund the product, to build out more content, to build out better technology, and to serve these enterprises. So the retail element ended up being a base of alpha users. A lot of them came from XYPN and other sources in my network. And then we have been testing the system, gathering their feedback, and now we're going into our next phase for retail production.
Great. So a matter of housekeeping, if you're watching live, I've got my phone here, we've got Angel and Brad in the room. We are watching Twitter. You can tag me on @BillWinterberg on Twitter or @Snappy__ Kraken.
That's Kraken.
Right.
Kraken.
Which we can
Snappy
see
Kraken.
right here, spelled like that.
You can keep that, Bill.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
So we're going to be watching. We'll have some time at the end for some Q&A. And so you mentioned the product, but before we get into the product, I do want to help paint the picture for our viewers about what the opportunity is from marketing automation. So how do we dive into that?
You know what? I think actually our CMO, Angel Gonzalez, he's really the marketing guru of our mix. So I'm gonna let him speak to that a little bit. I'll sit down for a minute.
Right on. What's up, Angel?
Oh, hey.
Thanks for coming in the studio and for participating in this first live broadcast.
Yeah, it's a pleasure to be here.
So, what is the opportunity that advisors and financial professionals can pursue when growing their business, communicating with clients, and nurturing some of their prospects that they would like to have become clients?
Right. So I just want to make an aside. Not that long ago, I was trying to think of a way of a universal description for anybody that is in any business, that for anyone who works at anything.
Mm-hmm.
In the way that they
Workers?
in the way that they try to do the universal caption for a New Yorker cartoon. There's this whole meme about that, and I guess the universal description would be, I reduce suffering. So like you can go to anybody that does anything, that gets paid for anything, that has some type of job, it's I reduce suffering.
Yes.
So the suffering that we had seen with a lot of financial advisors was they're really good at what they do. They're really good at dealing with client
Right.
services.
Right.
It's the marketing that's lacking, but it's not enough to just focus on the market.
I don't think advisors went to school. They didn't go through curriculum to be
Exactly.
experts in marketing, but a huge part of their business development is being visible, being public, and raising awareness of who they are and what they do.
Right. So one of the aspects of suffering was that many financial professionals would try to market. They would either try to do it themselves, and a lot of them, like you said, they didn't train for that. They're not students of marketing. They're students of doing what it is that they do best.
That's right.
So the suffering was that they try to do it themselves, and it doesn't work that well, or they already know that that's a full-time job in and of itself, so they ignore it. They try to go to other services to purchase content or hire an intern or hire a marketing person to help them. And really what we've noticed a lot of people running into is, I've heard this term thrown around a couple of times, it's random acts of marketing, which is, just there's this little piece of marketing, it's like, okay, I hope I get business with this, let me send out a tweet.
Yep.
Let me send out an email.
Yep.
I think that'll have a lot of business coming in. I think that'll help nurture my clients. I think that'll help nurture prospects.
I've heard it called spray and pray.
Right,
I just
right.
spray out on Twitter, spray out some emails, and I hope people come to my event, or I hope they come to my website.
Exactly. So it's not super precise, and that's really what has led us into a frame of thinking when it comes to marketing, which is you have to think in campaigns instead of spray and pray. Instead of random acts of marketing or one-off pieces of marketing, you have to have an objective. You have to have several pieces of content and communication and messages and
Right.
follow-up. Now that's a lot of work. Like that will make most people's head spin.
Well, it
Just thinking about it.
sounds great to have a process. It sounds totally logical and makes a lot of sense. But then when I think about, well, how do I start? And do I know what the right type of elements are? I don't know what that's right. So I like the end process of having a nice campaign built, but I think most advisors don't even know where to begin.
Right, exactly. So we've mentioned, you could try to buy your own content, try to piece that together, but then you're left trying to connect it all and
Right,
blast it
that's
out there.
half of the equation is content. Then
Right.
how do you distribute it and create a campaign around it?
So then the other alternative would be to hire an agency, get them to create everything, get them to manage it all, to distribute it all. But when you ask, hey, what's a time frame for getting all of this together? They might come back with, oh, it could be several weeks, it could be a couple months. How much is that going to cost? I don't know, anywhere between $5,000 to $10,000.
Well, it's an agency too, so it's kind of like, hey, before you get started with a campaign, let's learn about your business, let's look at your logo, let's go through our process, and the price point starts even much higher than that. I know that many advisors don't have the budget, and they necessarily don't have the resources to go into an agency relationship.
Right. So there's that. There's the budget aspect, and then there's time. So really what we're doing is we're empowering financial professionals to be able to customize and launch a marketing campaign in as little time as possible, in under a day. We've gone ahead and mapped out entire campaigns, created content that is all relevant, that revolves around a specific topic,
Yep.
a specific theme. It has an objective. There's follow-up emails. There's a whole, from a lead capture mechanism all the way to a lead nurturing mechanism, and even client nurturing mechanism.
Right.
So you don't have to loop in IT. You don't have to loop in writers or designers or any marketing managers. You go through our system, through our platform, you find the campaign or campaigns that you like, and you just click a button, and our platform brands it all for you and takes care of that distribution.
And a key concern about our audience of advisors is compliance. And it sounds like you necessarily don't even need to loop in compliance if you have a library, I'm assuming, of compliance approved content that subscribers to Snappy Kraken can leverage.
Right. I might need some help from you guys when it comes to talking about compliance. There's several ways that we address that. So on the one end, we make it really easy to export an entire marketing campaign into PDF to be able to send that to compliance. We're working on several compliance integrations to make that a lot easier. And for a lot of our content, we're sending that to FINRA to get reviewed and approved.
Good.
We actually made history because we got clean
Really?
letters back from FINRA. We sent 36 pages of marketing to FINRA and got clean letters back. So
36.
Yeah, so
But that's again because this is not your first rodeo. You have experience in other businesses working with FINRA, working in compliance and regulated entities.
yeah.
So it seems pretty good. You painted a good picture. Anything else to add? Because now I want to see the product. We want to demonstrate it and dive into some of these features with how you structure it and how you manage compliance.
Well, I don't want to hold that back. I don't have anything else to add. So I guess Brad.
All right, yeah.
So
Right.
I can help out with that part.
Come on down.
Here.
do the dance.
And then Angel and Robert are doing the Twitter. I haven't seen any tweets come in for
Okay.
me, so we'll check out the Snappy Kraken, see if anything comes in on there. But yes, we are still all really good.
Good.
All right, so fire up, log in, and
Yeah,
let's see
yeah.
what we've got going on here.
All right, so it's real easy. So it starts out with just asking you a few simple questions about your business. Really, like, it'll take you through it one step at a time. What's your business contact information?
Sure.
What's your primary email address?
Yeah, you do this one time to set up.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah. So this is just your introductory setup to the system. What are your disclosures? You paste them in there because our system takes all this and is going to use it in all the campaigns that you want to run. What's your logo? And then from there, it brings you in to here are some various campaigns that you can choose from.
All right, got it.
Right. So we got an 8 for a Cheese. We got Power of Trump. So throughout the library, there's going to be an ever-growing amount of campaigns for you to choose. So the first one that we want to jump into is, I'll show you how it looks when we jump into this Why Hire CFP campaign. So here at a glance, you can see some imagery.
Yep, see some collateral.
Exactly. You can see what this campaign is all about, who it's for, what it's aimed at, and what it's
Right.
going to deliver. Right?
Right.
From social media posts, has a landing page, 6-week. Here we'll jump into like what this looks like, so you get a little bit better view of what the collateral looks like. So it's all like highly designed, beautiful content that is ready to go. So you talk about an agency designing stuff for you and having it ready to go. Like this is an idea of what it looks like.
This is agency quality content right here.
Exactly
Good.
right. So when we jump into that campaign to start personalizing it, say this one looks great. So we have this view, it's our timeline view, and here are all the pieces of this particular campaign, from the landing page to email promotion to Facebook to social posts.
Yeah.
And it's all that branded agency style design all around a central theme for you to go in and personalize. So the first thing that we'll go through and personalize is this landing page. So we'll click edit on this landing page, and it's as simple as this. There are just a few simple entries that you can go in, from changing the title to the subheader and the reason you might want to change this, maybe your wording for the way you work with your customers is a little bit different. Right? So you'll be able to go in there and tweak and adjust this content that we've pre-written for you. And not just text, but also images. We go ahead and put your logo on there. So that stuff that you set up at the beginning.
Oh, cool. And you can, you adjust it to make it look just right.
Exactly right. And it brings in, your address and different pieces of the content. You can go in there and change.
Wow. So these are like modular that you can tweak as you need.
Exactly
Cool.
right. Exactly right. So we've gone through and put all this forethought into this campaign as a whole, instead of like the one-offs, and not just all the copy, but the imagery and all that all working together,
Right.
as well as with the mindfulness of having your disclosures in
Right.
there, and sometimes your disclosure might need to be different on a certain type of piece.
Okay.
And so we have that in there for you to adjust, but it pulls in from that stuff that you put up in the setup, right? And so here's an example of the landing page. And so now we have a beautifully designed landing page.
Yep.
Just by tweaking a couple little pieces of information, and and then this is good for that piece of the campaign, right? And so another piece of the campaign is like an email, right? And so once you go through and you tweak all those various pieces, you can download a complete PDF with all the pieces that we've just edited.
All of the content pieces.
So all the content that we just edited, we have a PDF with all that content all in there, so that we just personalized all this different content.
So it has the email, the PDF of the landing page, the Facebook
posts.
Whoa.
Right, all the social posts, everything in there, like all ready to go. So you can send this off to your compliance department really easily. Right?
Right.
Yeah. And then when you're ready to launch, you just click launch and you choose when you want it to go out.
Hey, that's today.
Yeah. Right?
Cool.
Yeah. So the next thing is like, who's this launching to, right? So you want to like manage your subscribers. Like, who's this going out to?
Right.
Right? So in addition to going out to the social networks, we have those emails that go out to your lists. And so it's really simple to manage your subscribers for any given campaign. So you just go through, you see your contacts, you click on them to subscribe. Say we went back in here and we saw, some various people have signed up on the landing page. If we need to go in there and adjust that easily, we can just by toggling them. You just click on the various contacts, and it's really that simple. And that's what we're focused on, is keeping this as simple as possible for these busy business owners, right? And even if you come in here and you're clicking to on someone who has unsubscribed and you're trying to change it back, and it's like, well, wait a minute, let's make sure you really want to resubscribe this person, because we want to pay attention to spam rules and all that kind of stuff, and all those technicalities, right? So in addition to managing subscribers one at a time, we can also manage audiences, which is groups of subscribers. So maybe you have like a VIP group that you want to throw into a specific campaign, right? And it's as easy as clicking to subscribe them. And then in addition to that, so on this particular campaign, we can see our overall statistics on what's going on with this. How many views has the landing page got? How many clicks have our links got? Form fills, phone calls even. And we have this really awesome campaign activity stream, so we can see what the campaign is sending out. Good. And a contact activity stream, right? To see how people are interacting with the campaign. In addition to that, overall, as we're running multiple campaigns, we want to see what's going on overall. And so we can jump into those numbers as well.
So this aggregates campaigns?
Exactly right.
And then you can dive into one campaign and see its own statistics.
Exactly right.
Cool.
Yeah, so we can have that aggregate view as well as the specific view. Yeah. So we're running all these campaigns, and they're all beautiful and personalized, and it takes, we're not talking about months of like working with an agency, right? To get all these different pieces. We're not talking about, let's take time to whiteboard all these different pieces, like when should we do this follow-up with this person, or when should we get back to that person, or when should we post this, and then if I post this, when someone clicks it, what's it gonna link back to, like all that. It was crazy to us that was on the shoulders of financial professionals to try to figure all that out.
But it's also, I think, true. You can buy off-the-shelf solutions, but I think they're expensive.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have to learn how to code and program. You kind of have to think like a programmer,
Right.
so that when somebody opens this email, then it kicks off a separate series of follow-up emails or stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And then when people don't open that same email, that's a whole different campaign
journey,
follow-up.
essentially, right?
And so not only do you have to go out of pocket a lot for kind of expensive solution to do that, but then it's on the advisor, like you said, it's on the staff to whiteboard and do the framework for everything.
Mm-hmm.
I was a software engineer for 10 years, and when you write functions and codes, the code breaks when you don't think of those corner cases. And those are always at the bottom of your phone tree or your decision tree.
Right.
It's the stuff you don't think of, and you
Right.
get down to that, and it breaks. It doesn't work.
Yep.
So it's risky,
Right.
kind of to have full access to do all those tweaks. So again, advisors should be able to do what they want to do so that they don't waste time and create more problems than they
Right.
are already spending time on today.
And
Yeah.
the other thing, Bill, is that if you go out and buy just a typical off-the-shelf marketing solution, all it's going to do is publish generic content for you. Here's another generic.
Not
this,
compliance
here's another
approved.
Generic that. And even if it is compliance approved, you got 100,000 advisors with the exact same content. So with our platform, we wanted to make it flexible enough where if they don't like what that email says, it's already there, it's already automated, email 3. But in my email 3, I want to put a picture of my dog. And I want to put something about my practice. And I'm going
Yeah.
to change these bullet points. So now nobody else in the country has email 3 the same as my email 3.
That's a good point.
And that allows them to differentiate, which of course is another cornerstone of a successful advisory business.
Well, and you can change, what sticks out to me is you can change the title, right? Of that. Can you change the title?
Right.
Yeah.
Because the risk that I see with some of the off-the-shelf programs is like 50 tweets. If you follow the same advisors from the same company, you'll see 50 tweets all sent out at the same time.
Same exact ones.
All
Yeah.
the same
Right.
title. And it's like, come on.
Yeah.
You did not do this. You didn't care. You didn't take the time to do something that's actually relevant to me as a prospect or to me as your client.
Right.
Like, put some effort into it.
Yeah.
But what I see with the demo, what you walked me through, the effort is not ours. It's open up the title field, change the verbiage, and change it to what is really meaningful for you, customize the content. And if you're worried about compliance because you changed and tweaked the words, it exports this PDF package
Exactly.
that goes to your compliance department and goes through that process.
Right.
And the other thing about this is it's customer journey driven. So you think about a program that's just blasting out content for everybody automatically. That is not what this does. This gets people into a journey because they opted in to receive information about a subject that they were interested in because they saw the widget on your website or they responded to a social post. And now they're in that pathway on their own schedule. So you're not going to have a scenario where all these people from random advisory businesses, random prospects are getting the same content. It's content for that client or prospect based on what that client or prospect said they were interested in, based on the timing of when that client or prospect started that journey. And that makes it personal.
Okay.
And that's something other platforms just don't offer.
So I think it's, so the demos were great. I really like it. And so if I'm interested, or we have viewers that are interested, how can they get this? What's the availability? Let's talk pricing.
Yeah. So, so pricing is a really big thing because we want it to be accessible. And we didn't want advisors to have to spend thousands of dollars. So it actually starts at $39. That's the entry price point.
Per advisor,
Per user, and that's a certain amount of usage.
and that's per month?
Per month, $39 per advisor per month.
Good.
And so as they add and expand the system and create more campaigns, their usage will go up and their pricing may go up, but it scales with them. They can also pick and choose their campaigns. So they don't have to pay a high fee for a giant library of content they may not use. They can just pick the content that's really valuable to them and keep their costs down.
So what's kind of included at the $39 a month? Like how many campaigns or how much library content? Is there a way to describe what's available with that initial pricing?
Yeah, absolutely. And all that will be on our public page soon. But basically, they receive their usage. So a certain number of emails, a certain number of trackable phone numbers,
Okay.
a certain number of social posts at that level. They also receive our new take, We have completely rethought the Financial Advisor newsletter. It's a
Good.
yes. It's like,
I subscribe to a lot of newsletters, and I've seen what some of them are like.
we're breaking the mold. So you get that included as well. And I'll just tell you, if you've ever seen a newsletter that is based on an entire campaign that includes email, social, landing page, infographics, that's what we're talking about. It's totally different. So that's included. So for that price already you have that. Then a number of practice management forms and tools that can be personalized for your business, systems. And then additional complex campaigns like the one you saw would be purchased on an individual basis. However, because of this, Bill, and you twisted our arm and made us
Wait
give
for it. Wait for it. It's
away.
coming.
Bill said we had to give away something. So you get your first campaign free on us if you go to snappykraken.com/Bill, and you'll get your first campaign free. So you'll get your usage, your monthly newsletter, way better than anything you've ever seen.
Yep.
And your first campaign free, and you can grow from there.
Terrific.
Yeah.
Snappy. I don't. This Cerevo doesn't do lower thirds, so I have to say snappykraken.com/Bill to go get that, and they get to run a free campaign. I guess soup to nuts.
Yep.
In beginning to finish, which includes the analytics as well, to kind of try it and see how well it performs and how well it receives, and really how well it engages prospects.
Which
as
is
well
key.
as
If it doesn't
clients.
engage, it's not worth anything. I mean, that's and we know that, and that's why we're in this business, because we see the value of that. I will add too one thing, just to be clear. So we're only letting a few number of users at a time into the platform. So this is still a new solution. Those users should be collaborators. We want people who are comfortable trying a new solution and giving feedback, and saying, hey, I love this, I hate this, and we'll take that feedback and we'll use it to make the platform better.
Okay. So this is where you are with availability, is you're looking for like tire kicker users who are ready to kind of break or maybe push the envelope a little bit on the campaigns that they want to run and the content that they want to run. So they're expected for not bumps in the road, but little stops and starts as you mature in your product. Because again, to reiterate, you started. Wait, when did the first piece of code get written?
May last year.
May 2016?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
But it's cool to see what you have done already. It was also very impressive in September at the XYPN16 Network fintech competition to see the potential and to already see the thought that went into it. Mm-hmm. So I've enjoyed the opportunity to get up to speed on things that are going in here. Have we had any questions from any of the viewers via Twitter and whatnot on my feeds?
We had one comment. It wasn't a question. This is from Tim Franklin, at Tim Franklin. Loving the demo.
Yeah.
You guys have done work.
There we go.
We have done work. Thank you for noticing, Tim.
Thanks for recognizing Tim.
We've
Tim
been
does work when he
working
says
a lot.
Yeah.
Nice. Am I following Tim? Let's see. No, I'm not. So, boom. Now I'm following
Tim got a follower.
All right, Tim.
Two.
Thank you very much. But, yeah. So, before we wrap things up, is there anything else to say? We got snappykraken.com/Bill.
Yep.
Be expected to contribute your feedback, but
Yes,
you also
definitely.
get your campaign running for free with that promotion, which I appreciate. Thank you for extending that to the FPPAD community.
Oh yeah, happy to.
And thanks for the swag. I hope it showed up prominently on our displays here.
I know we want to say thank you to Bill and thank you to the XYPN16 Network as well.
Yeah, we really, everything that XY has done to help us get off the ground has been huge. Anybody else thinking about that, I suggest they enter. And thanks for this too, Bill. Just great to be with you.
Yeah, cool. It's my pleasure. So yeah, I've got the 2016 XYPN16 Network t-shirt. 2017 XYPN16 Network FinTech competition is coming up.
Yeah.
So look for XYPN on Twitter. I'm sure that they'll have entry information there, expected around the summer time frame, which is when you participated and contributed. And I know the conference is the final week in August, and I believe it is in Dallas this year. So block off those couple of days. There'll be a fintech competition. Who knows, if XYPN16 they like this live stream setup, maybe we'll do a live stream of the fintech competition. Are you listening, Michael? Are you listening, Alan? We'll be out there. But yeah, I think we had a
Thanks,
little
yeah.
bit of a late start, but I won't apologize too much for that. I think we got a great broadcast going.
Thanks for joining us,
Yeah.
everybody.
Thanks.
All right. Oh, you got congratulations from Sarah Falah at Data Points, who is also a
Nice.
participant
Oh,
in
yeah,
last
nice.
year's
Nice.
competition.
Yeah.
Great group.
Yeah.
All right. Are we ready to wrap it up?
Let's wrap it.
Yeah.
All right. Thank
Hey,
you,
have a great
everyone.
day, everybody.
See you
Thanks,
guys
guys.
later. And the awkward pause before we.